Hi, I'm Nicole Commission, and today I bring to you my fitness trainer, Darrell Davis, who is the trainer and owner of Ultimate Fitness in Fort Washington, Maryland. Today we are about to do a fitness segment on what it takes for women with menopause and how they can maintain their fitness in this environment and in a environment where our bodies are changing. We always have a stigma. No one wants to talk about menopause. No one wants to talk about the menstrual cycle. But today, we're going to not only talk about it, but show some tips that can help you manage the stress that goes along with menopause. Now, before you try any exercise of any sort, be sure to check with your doctor to ensure that it's safe. What we're about to do is good for my body, but you need to check with your doctor to ensure that it works for you. Darrell?
Thank you so much. I really appreciate the introduction. What we're about to get ready to go through are some really great cardiovascular boxing and high interval training activities.
Yeah.
After we experience these exercises, I'm going to give you a really quick breakdown on how these exercises affect not only your health and wellness, but are a great approach to understanding menopause from a different perspective.
Great. So menopause is no longer a bad word, and we're going to do what it takes to take care of our bodies. We're here again so that Darrell can go through the reasoning behind the various exercises that I just did and what works for my body as I'm preparing to go through menopause. Darrell is going to explain to you the science behind boxing and how it works, not just for menopause, but for us as a whole, for overall fitness. And he's also going to go over the TRX and how it worked for me. Darrell?
My pleasure. So, if I just started with the benefits of the boxing and the cardiovascular components, it's just a really great example for you, for your body, to get a really heightened level of cardio energy and exercise, I would say, routine. So you need cardiovascular stress to improve the cardiovascular performance. So you want your heart, your lungs to be able to pump the blood to those organs. So the more stress that you put on your heart and lungs and exercise them daily, the more effective they're going to be to get in the nutrients and the hormones throughout your body so that you can metabolize what your body is doing as you age and as you process food. So boxing just gives the cardio component to have a heightened heart rate and to get the blood to really pump. But then if you look at the neurological benefits, now we're working on hand-eye coordination.
Yeah.
We're working on neuromuscular movements because now mentally I'm asking you to fire your arms as you're moving your legs at the same time. So there's a couple of different coordination aspects. So the boxing is a really great interdisciplinary approach to solve getting your body not only into a healthy, active space, but being able to do something that's fun and engaging as well.
I love boxing. I love boxing. And it does improve reducing the cortisol that we tend to have, like right here for me.
But even in looking at cortisol as not only an effect of belly stress, it's also produced by stress. So boxing is a great form of stress relief.
Good.
So sometimes, you might be a little frustrated. You just need to get some energy out. Being able to channel that energy into boxing doesn't only help with the cortisol, but just the mental health balance of balancing stress in our regular work life.
Wonderful. Tell me a little bit about the TRX.
So that's our functional movement tool. I like TRX for multi-benefits because it helps us to become more aware of the functional movement patterns of squatting. And I'll just look at squatting because throughout our culture, we will sit while we're at work.
Right.
We'll sit while we're at church. We'll sit while we're eating.
Yeah.
And then we sit while we're relaxing.
Yeah.
So then I go and ask my clients to squat, and oftentimes they're not aware of the movement pattern. And then I also hear a lot when I listen to injury prevention, how clients speak to the pain that they feel in their knees.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, it's more necessarily associated with the hip postures and the hip flexors. So the TRX just helps you to become more aware of proper movement patterns in the function. But then, as you're becoming more stable, holding on to the TRX, we're building arm strength and neuromuscular strength through isometric muscle movement, which is another benefit of the TRX. However, so we got functional movement pattern, we got muscle strength, but now we're becoming more coordinated through our core on how these core movements are things that we'll have to do just in our daily function. You may have to bend down and pick something up at work or pick up a luggage bag or even groceries.
Right.
And oftentimes, when done improperly, will lead to injury.
Yeah.
So using something like the TRX is just a great way to reinforce proper muscle movement in our everyday function.
And keeping my body aligned, my core, especially at my age, so important to strengthen core. So I tend to remember to bend my knees, like you always say, when I lift heavy objects. And I just want to remind everyone, any exercise that is new that you want to embark upon, please be sure to check with your medical provider before attempting any of these.